Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family, because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling. What if the next great historical romance hasn't been filmed yet? Because its two perfect stars have never shared a screen. The world is waiting, not just for another costume drama, but for a legend in the making. And fans everywhere are asking the same question. Why hasn't Zhao Lusi been paired with Yu Shi or Cheng Lei yet? Let's talk about a match the C-drama universe deserves. There are actors who step into a costume drama and perform a role. Then there are those rare few who inhabit a different century the moment the camera rolls, as if they were born from another time. Zhao Lusi is unmistakably one of them. Her presence in historical dramas feels more like a return than a portrayal, as if the silk robes, palace walls, and poetic dialogue were simply where she belonged all along. Every movement she makes in costume, from the tilt of her head to the quiet resilience in her eyes, carries a weight that doesn't feel acted, feels remembered. She moves through ancient landscapes with the ease of someone who understands them, not just studies them. Zhao Lusi has made a name for herself playing characters that are equal parts heart and fire. She doesn't just smile sweetly or cry beautifully. She gives voice to the contradictions that define beloved historical heroines. A rebellious streak behind courtly manners, a clever mind behind modest words, a strength forged in silence. She's the girl who may bow to tradition, but never bends to it. And audiences across generations and cultures have fallen in love with her ability to express these shades of femininity with honesty and grace. Her performances carry a universal truth, that tenderness and tenacity can live in the same breath. In a world saturated with modern stories, there's something enduringly magical about watching an actress who reminds us of timeless values. Loyalty, love tested by duty, the quiet power of a woman underestimated. Zhao Lusi captures all of that in every glance, every gesture, and every unspoken moment. You don't just watch her play a role. You feel as though history is unfolding through her. It's no coincidence that her most memorable performances have come from historical series. There's a certain alchemy that happens when she steps into those embroidered robes. It's not about looking beautiful, although she does. It's about making the past feel personal. Her characters are not distant legends. They are women you root for, cry for, and carry with you long after the credits roll. That's why fans across the world are not just asking, but hoping, even campaigning, for her return to period drama. Because Zhao Lusi doesn't simply act in costume. She revives the genre. She elevates it. And in an entertainment landscape constantly chasing the next trend, her presence reminds us that some things are not just classic, they're eternal. In every dynasty, every setting, every untold love story, Zhao Lusi fits like she's always been there waiting. Not as a guest of history, but as part of its legacy. Her return to costume drama isn't just desirable, feels inevitable. Because some actresses wear a costume, Zhao Lusi wears a crown. There's a reason why the names Yu Shi and Cheng Lei are rising through the ranks of Chinese entertainment with growing international attention. Their appeal goes far beyond what first meets the eye, though what meets the eye is undeniably striking. In an industry where visuals are often the initial hook, these two actors bring something that transcends surface beauty. They offer presence. They offer emotional texture. And most importantly, they offer the rare ability to create on-screen connection, not by overpowering their scene partners, but by elevating them. Let's begin with what draws the camera to them in the first place. Yu Shi carries with him a quiet nobility. His features are refined, sharp without being cold, expressive without trying. There's a calmness to his physicality, a stillness that speaks volumes, especially in historical settings. He looks like he belongs to a time before ours. The kind of face you'd expect to see in ancient scrolls or painted portraits. A general, a scholar, a man who wears honor like a second skin. Yet what makes him stand out is not his face, but the soul behind it. He emotes in silence. He lets the weight of his character settle in his posture, in his breath, in the moment between lines. This subtlety makes him not just believable, but deeply watchable. Then there's Cheng Lei, whose screen presence is nothing short of magnetic. There's a fire in his eyes that suggests both vulnerability and danger. A man torn often between what he wants and what he must do. His expressions are raw, unfiltered. Where Yu Shi is composed, Cheng Lei is visceral. There is a restlessness to him, a sense that any scene he steps into will shift under his feet and take the viewer with it. He brings intensity without chaos, masculinity without rigidity, and charisma without ever asking for it. He doesn't just perform emotions, he lets them break the surface, like cracks in stone. Unpredictable, imperfect, human. When imagining either of them beside Zhao Lusi, it isn't just about who looks best with her. It's about emotional rhythm, about storytelling in glances and tension, in stillness and storm. Zhao Lusi's charm lies in her honesty, her depth, her ability to remain grounded even in fantasy. To pair her with someone who can meet her at that level, or better yet, challenge her to go further, is what fans are dreaming of. Yu Shi and Cheng Lei represent two sides of the romantic spectrum, serenity and fire. Both could create unforgettable chemistry with Lusi, not by playing opposite her, but by reflecting something within her performances, something tender, strong, conflicted, real. This is why fans are asking for more than just a visually appealing cast. They're asking for storytelling, for connection, for something that lingers long after the final episode fades to black. Because great costume dramas aren't built only on plot or production. They live or die by the magic between two people. And in Yu Shi or Cheng Lei, that magic already feels written in the stars. Some on-screen pairings work because the script demands it, others because the actors are well-matched in skill or style. But then there are those rare combinations where chemistry takes on a life of its own, independent of dialogue, independent of direction. It's the kind that breathes between the lines, lingers in silences, and draws the audience in before the plot even begins. That is the kind of chemistry fans believe Zhao Lusi could create with either Yu Shi or Cheng Lei. And it's the kind of connection that cannot be manufactured, only discovered. Chemistry, real chemistry, doesn't shout. It simmers. It builds quietly in glances, in pauses, in the subtle shift of a breath when one character enters the room. It's not about passion alone, but about emotional current, the sense that these two people in this moment are caught in something neither of them fully understands. Zhao Lusi, known for her nuanced emotional range and innate warmth, has a way of drawing vulnerability out of her scene partners. She doesn't act beside them, she meets them. And what she brings is authenticity. The feeling that everything unfolding between two characters could just as easily be real. Imagine Yu Shi across from her, restrained, controlled, but slowly unraveling in the face of her quiet defiance. A scene where he says nothing but his eyes say everything. Or Cheng Lei, wounded and guarded, whose strength begins to soften not because of grand gestures, but because of the steady presence of her kindness. These aren't just performances, they are possibilities. The kind of emotional interplay that invites not just observation but immersion. The kind that makes an audience lean in not for what will happen but for what might. This kind of chemistry can't be storyboarded or forced. It emerges when two actors don't just play their roles, but respond to each other. Instinctively, truthfully. It's when tension doesn't rely on conflict alone, but on connection. A connection that isn't explained in the script, but sensed in the spaces between words. And when this happens, everything else becomes secondary. Viewers stop caring about how long the series is or what twist is coming next. They return for the dynamic between two characters who feel as though they exist beyond the frame. Characters who might not just fall in love, but evolve through one another. That's the kind of storytelling audiences long for. That's the kind of legacy costume dramas are built upon. Not just with elaborate sets or lavish wardrobes, but with actors whose chemistry turns a simple scene into something unforgettable. Zhao Lusi has proven she can carry that kind of emotional gravity. Now the question is, who will rise to meet her with the same intensity, the same vulnerability, and the same truth? In Yu Shi and Cheng Lei, fans believe that answer has already been found, and they're waiting for the screen to catch up. Direct hit talent that mirrors each other, not competes. It's rare to find actors whose emotional rhythms align. But Lucy's expressive softness and subtle strength demand co-stars who can meet her halfway. Yu Shi's restraint is legendary. He can deliver heartbreak with a blink. Cheng Lei brings grounded masculinity, but never overshadows, perfect for scenes where silence speaks louder than words. Together with Lucy, they wouldn't just act. They'd echo each other. Globe with Meridians, the fanbase isn't just hoping. They're mobilizing. From TikTok compilations set to orchestral music, to petitions on Weibo and Instagram tags, fans are campaigning with hashtags like hashtag Lucy Yu Shi Legend and hashtag Lucy Cheng Lei Saga, creating AI visual concepts of costumes and posters, pitching fantasy dramas in comment sections, even holding casting parties on Discord and Reddit forums. This isn't wishful thinking, this is global fan strategy. Police car light. Why now? Why this pairing? Why it matters? Industry insiders know. We're entering a renaissance of historical dramas. Streaming platforms want fresh pairings. International fans want new legends. Zhao Lusi plus Yu Shi or Cheng Lei equals a global streaming phenomenon. And with Lucy stepping back from modern R-rated roles, her next ancient heroine might just be the role of a lifetime. Lightbulb new idea. Global fan-created anthology series. Imagine this. A fan-powered anthology web series where each short episode explores different what-if versions of Zhao Lusi pairing with Yu Shi or Cheng Lei, across dynasties, timelines, even genres, wuxia, fantasy, palace intrigue. Each script submitted by global fans. Winners voted by the audience. Sponsored by brands who support C-drama expansion worldwide. Let the world write the dream before directors catch up. Speech balloon, your turn. Let's write this story together. So here's the question we're asking you, our Update X24H global family. Who would you cast beside Zhao Lusi? Yu Shi or Cheng Lei? What kind of love story would you want to see? Star-crossed lovers, political marriage, or revenge-turned romance? What dynasty should it be set in? Ming? Tang? Something entirely mythical? Drop your answers in the comments. We'll feature the most epic ideas in our next fan theory episode. This isn't just about who looks good on screen. It's about unlocking a story that millions are already imagining. It's about matching grace with strength, charm with pain, innocence with power. It's about giving Zhao Lusi a partner who doesn't overshadow her, but elevates her. And fans aren't whispering anymore. They're speaking loud and clear. So drama gods, if you're listening, make it happen. Clapperboard. Red heart. Thanks for watching Update X24H. If this video made your heart race, your imagination run wild, or your fan brain go into overdrive, don't forget to white heavy check mark like this video. White heavy check mark comment your dream cast. White heavy check mark subscribe to Update X24H. White heavy check mark and tap the bell to never miss the next deep dive into C-drama dreamcasting, behind-the-scenes updates and fan-powered stories. Your support fuels our passion, and who knows? Maybe the next legendary pairing will come straight from our community. See you in the next episode only here on Update X24H.